Hi everyone, this is German World Tour Archive, and I hope you're all doing well. Let me ask you a question. Imagine you spend around 5 hours doing something and earn around $42. You pay great attention to every detail, make sure everything is correct, you look up things you don't understand and create something that has a very high quality, something you're satisfied with. Now someone sees what you did, takes a piece of your work, spends around 1 minute creating a deliberately false and wrong narrative around it, and earns around $260. How would that make you feel? Let me stress again, this other person didn't do anything by himself. He saw what you did, took your work, and made way more money than you in a fraction of the time. Would you be angry? Would you stop doing what you're doing? Then you understand what the problem is with YouTube Shorts. Let's take a look at a video I uploaded a while ago. A German Newsweek from June 1943.
Ein Spähtrupp macht sich fertig zum Abmarsch.
Did you read that line? A reconnaissance group gets ready to leave. So far, so good. As some of you know, I have a Patreon. On Patreon, I make around $210 a month, before any platform fees, PayPal fees, etc. I produce 5 videos a month, 4 on my channel and 1 Patreon exclusive, which, if we do some quick math, comes to around $42 per video. Now this is not me crying about how little money I make, this is just for comparison. On a normal German Newsweek, I spend a couple of hours of work. I manually transcribe and translate the script, I write remarks for some of the more interesting things in the videos, I make sure I have the correct version, etc. Depending on the length and type of video, I spend anywhere between 2 and 6 hours on a single video. Now, let's take a look at a YouTube short. The short is titled, "How Could They Always Be This Classy?" which a bunch of hashtags behind, so let's just take a look at it. As you can probably see if you have eyes, this is the exact same sequence. But did you notice the writing? World War II soldiers collecting loot from their most recent battle, July 1943. Not only is this the wrong month, as this German Newsweek was released in early June, not July, it is also just a made-up description. There is no loot here, as the text in the original German Newsweek shows. This is simply a made-up thing to make it seem more interesting. Now, how long do you think this guy spent on this short? 5 minutes? 2 minutes? The answer is most likely 0. There are dozens, hundreds of programs that will literally cut up any video you give them into shorts. You see this? This is a German Newsweek I've uploaded a week ago, neatly carved up into shorts. I spent exactly 5 seconds on this because all I did was put the link into this program. Of course, it is still missing the shitty, terrible music in the background and the clickbaity fake description, but you get the point. But even if you do it manually, which I'm 99% sure this guy does not, it's still not a lot of work. And now, let's talk about the money. As I've said before, I make around $210 per month on Patreon, which, except the occasional donation on Buy Me a Coffee, is my only source of income with this channel. This short I've just showed you has 2.6 million views. How much money do you think that is? There's this Reddit thread that I found, and I know that Reddit is not the most reliable source on the internet, and answers there vary wildly, but people say anything between $100 and $250 per million short views, with around $100 seems to be common. So considering the short has 2.6 million views, that's around $260. Congratulations. Now I know what you are saying. This guy is not doing anything illegal. Of course not. I do not own the copyright to the German Newsweek. I am 99% sure it takes this stuff from my channel, considering that all these shorts are always released after I've uploaded a specific video, but again, it's public domain. Yes, that is true. But it is still fucking annoying. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one doing all the work, uploading the stuff, and he just cuts up my videos into shorts and makes infinitely more money than I do. The problem is not them doing anything illegal. This is not a copyright discussion. The problem is that I'm just their milking cow. I upload these videos, they put my URL into one of their shitty short creation software and make more money off of a single short than I do in an entire month. Is that legal? Is that allowed according to YouTube? Probably. But I'm sure you will understand how demotivating, how annoying that is to me. No one likes to work just so that other people can take advantage of your effort. Let's take a look at another short, shall we? I promise you this one is even more terrible than the last one. Now, I hope you're not deaf now, but this is again a short snippet from a German newsweek. I'm not 100% sure which one this is from, I think late 43, but it actually doesn't matter. Here, the guy who uploaded this even put some work into it. Not only did he add terrible music, he also used a shitty AI colorization tool. Congratulations, it went from 0 effort to 0 effort. Well, let's take a quick look at the bullshit description, okay? During World War II, German Stuck 3 crews defied strict military regulations to mount human skulls on their hulls. They believed these grim ornaments acted as psychological talisman, warding off death. First of all, there were no strict military regulation that disallowed putting some kind of charm or talisman on a tank, as long as it didn't impede visibility or combat efficiency. Secondly, no, these are most likely not human skulls. It would be incredibly difficult to get a hold of a human skull on a battlefield. The amount of work, right tools and effort you need to cleanly remove a human skull from a body is pretty high, and you really don't want to touch a dead body on the battlefield that stinks like hell and is probably full of maggots. Besides, if a tank crew was found cutting off skulls from dead enemy soldiers, they would probably be declared insane and court-martialed. Those skulls were, for the most part, replicas, taken from skeletons from hospitals or universities, from theaters, or even made specifically for these troops. After all, the symbol of the tank troops was a skull, taken from the symbol of Prussian hussars. The next point, they believed these grim ornaments acted as a psychological talisman warding off death. My guy, this is not Jamaica. German soldiers weren't some kind of voodoo practitioners. Again, they put the skull up there because the skull was literally the symbol of the tank troops and because they probably thought it looked cool. That's all. And by the way, if an enemy was actually close enough to clearly see the skull, you're probably already dead. Because tank engagements usually take place at several hundred meters, often over 1 kilometer, and you really don't want the enemy close enough so you can see some kind of talisman on your tank. This text is another great example of a made-up bullshit story that sounds interesting but has zero historical backings, and if you have more than 3 brain cells, you can easily tell that it's bullshit, but then again, people who upload these shorts and people who watch this probably don't even have a combined 3 brain cells. Oh, and this short has 2.8 million views, so that's another $280 for this guy. It was uploaded on January 29th. This year. So that's $280 in 1 month. With one short, this guy made more money than I do in an entire month with 5 videos. So he spent 5 minutes of work on this one. I spent 20 hours of work on 5 videos and I made significantly less money than he did. Wow. And this is one video. You can go to this guy's channel and look at how his view count is and do some math and see how much money he makes with his terrible music, his made up stories, and his terrible colorizations. And, look at this guy's channel. I mean, these are his most watched shorts. The first one has 19 million views. Remember, $100 per million view. 19 million views, $1,900. Second one, 18 million views, $1,800. The third one, 30 million views, $1,300. We are already with 3 shorts at more money than I ever made in the entirety of my channel with hundreds of hours invested into my videos. With 3 shorts, this guy earned more money. 3 15 seconds short with terrible music, this guy earned more money than I ever did. Okay, maybe not 3, but let's take the 4th one just to be sure it's another $1,100. Then we are definitely over what I've earned. With 4 shorts, this guy made more money than I in my entire YouTube career. Wow. Just wow. And this is, of course, not the end of it. Next one has 7.9 million. That's another, $790. Next one, 6.2 million. That's $620. 5.6 million, $560. And so on. You can just count it. He has dozens of shorts. He has over 200 videos. Many of them have over 1 million views. I mean, wow. Just wow. So here I'm sitting with my $40 income per video and watch this shit. I watch channels take my videos, cut it up into 10 shorts and make $1,000 per month? With literally zero effort? While creating fake stories about World War II? And don't get me wrong here, I'm not angry at people for earning more money than I do. A lot of channels put a lot of work into their videos and I don't begrudge them. They earn every single penny. And if they earn 10 times as much as I do, as long as they make good videos or at least original videos, that's completely fine. I don't care, I would never say anything against this. I'm not an envy guy. But these guys? Nah, they're just terrible. They just take stuff other people upload, deliberately create fake stories and just try to make a quick buck off of other people's work. And now the question that I'm asking is, am I willing to continue to provide the material for their bullshit? Am I willing here to sit here and put 5-6 hours into a German Newsweek episode just so people like this idiot can put 0 minutes into it and earn double, triple the amount of money that I earn while spreading wrong stories about World War II? You tell me? Why should I do this? I don't need this channel. I can watch World War II footage on my own. Oh, and by the way, I've never ever turned anyone down that asked me if he can use the footage I've uploaded in his videos. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm actually excited if someone uses footage from my uploads in their videos. It's great and I love it. But not only do these short channels never ask me or credit me, they also just use my footage in the most selfish way possible as a means to make a quick money with absolutely no regard for historical accuracy or for good music. And I'm just tired of this bullshit. Good night.